Good evening, everyone. This is Coach A checking in live from Kapehan Republic. We are located at the second floor of Pioneer Street Market, also known as PSM, located inside HMR parking compound along Reliance Street from the city of Mandaluyong. You're joining me for Coaching Tuesday. This is Kapehan Night, brought to you by Kapehan Republic. We exist for two things. We inspire people and help transform lives. And I am Coach A, just in case this is the first time you're joining me. This is the first time you're meeting me. If you are watching on a replay, good evening. All right, we have to all our viewers also in Cebu. We were there last weekend. Thank you so much to all the Cebuanos and to all the warm people who welcome us in that Coaching 101 sessions. Magandang gabi. Thank you so much. Coach Darren, okay, thank you for, sabi niya, I'm a fan. So nakita kami ni Coach Darren, sabi niya, Coach, I'm a fan. Hi, Coach Darren, say thank you so much for tuning in. And to all our master coaches in the US right now, Master Coach Kendra, I'm sure you're going to be online in a few minutes. Good evening, Coach Cherise and Coach Andrea. Hello. Okay, I'm a life coach. I'm a certified life coach. Two things that I do. Okay, I empower people to live beautifully. I empower people to be mentally fit. I empower people to take control of their lives. I coach people back to a life of control, freedom, happiness, and joy. Because as a life coach, I only believe that the only thing that you can control is your life. We are coming in live, so may tao po sa floor. Totoo po yan, may tao sa floor. Okay, we go live. Okay, we go, the sessions, the live episode starts at 7:30. So normally I have a moment with an engagement with my on-floor guests. And right now we have incoming coaches on floor. Si Coach Henry nandito right now. Okay, we're excited for him. He's graduating on Saturday. So sa mga naghihintay sa'yo, Coach Henry, pwede na after Saturday. Alright, so we have also new guests. We have new people coming on the floor. So magandang gabi. Thank you for joining us. May tao po, this is not a can sound. And for those of you asking, bakit hindi sila nakikita? Number one, it is for their privacy. Okay, so if you want to meet them, if you want to engage with our on-floor guests, please come over. Okay, why we're going live only at 8 o'clock? It is because, okay, we give an opportunity for our on-floor guests that we also interact. So after my live, we also do the interactions after. So it is really beautiful if you can join us here on floor and have a coffee moments with us. Okay. Another thing that I do as a life coach is I represent the Life Coach Training Institute that is based in Dallas, Texas, USA. I do life coach certification program, and so far, by far, what we do at this moment in time, unless tomorrow meron ng nagbago, we are the only institute that is conducting face-to-face life coach certification program with an international certification and global accreditation. So we've been doing certification classes for over a year here at the function hall of the Kapehan Republic. We've advanced in Tacloban. So we've done already 2 certification classes in Tacloban, and we will be back. Hello, Coach K. Coach K is already online. We will back in Tacloban March 16 and 17, and this is gonna be like a big blast because first time ever I'm doing the certification program with, okay, back to back with the founder and the CEO of the institute, Master Coach Kendra Smiley. She will be back in the Philippines. I believe she will be in at around Tuesday, around the 10th of March, okay, if I'm not mistaken. But we will be both traveling to Tacloban to do the certification class. So if you are in Tacloban, and also those people whom we met in Cebu, we're doing the certification in Cebu by April 27 and 28. But just in case you want to meet our master coach, the founder, okay, and the CEO, please join the Tacloban certification. Manila, okay, our next certification class will gonna be April 6 and 12. And for Bicol, we're doing it 29 and 30. Tama ba? Okay, alam namin yun kasi we're traveling to Bicol on the 28th of March. Birthday po yun ni Coach Kenty. Yun. So alam namin. Okay, so for those of you, okay, if you feel that this is the time for you, Master Coach Kendra will be in the Philippines by the 12, March 12. So, 12, 13, 14, we will be in Manila. So, watch out for the activities for our certified life coaches and also for our guests. Definitely, we will have not only just a meet and greet, but normally, she would always bless us with talks. She would always bless us with new inputs. So, watch out for the schedule of her talks. That's gonna be March 12, 13, 14, because 15, we're flying to Tacloban. Alright, so, if you are a person who's naturally gifted, okay, with the heart to help, okay, if you are the person who always on the go, looking for people that needs help, or you are the natural go-to person in your family, in your workplace, in your church, or wherever you go, feeling mo takbuhan ka ng bayan, okay? Yung feeling mo, lahat ng tao, ikaw yung pinupuntahan, then you are a naturally gifted coach, alright? Maybe you just don't know, but that's the reason why people are really attracted to you. It's because you are naturally born with it, you're gifted with it, and we invite you to do it. Now, why? Okay. I'm gonna put a little side track on this. Many of us is born with the skills or gift of advising. Okay, sino dito nakapag-advise na? Oo, kung tao ka, di ba, nakapag-advise ka, okay? So normally, if there is a problem, we are really like a hero and we give advice to people. But I'm sure you would agree with me that oftentimes, okay, we give advice and we experience that people don't listen. People don't follow. They would still do what they want to do. They will still put on the action plans that they believe is best for them. Alright? So, the difference between coaching and advising. In coaching, we don't give advice. Okay, I just have one person who just sent me online and asked, do I do mental advising or mental therapy? And I said, I just responded, I know you're online. Hi, sis. Okay, no, I don't, but I do coaching for mental wellness. So, even if you are mentally challenged, okay, so my advocacy is mental wellness. So, even if you are mentally challenged, coaching works for you. Coaching works. Tama ba, Coach Candy? Yeah. Coach Candy, okay, together with Coach T and Coach Maureen and Coach Jasmine is doing weekly, every Saturday, 5 p.m., a free coaching for mental wellness. So if you want to know more and understand how coaching is helping in our mental wellness, join us every Saturday. For tonight, I'm talking about, okay, I'm not sure if this is a very familiar topic to you. I'm talking about attention management. All right. So I'm not really sure if you're particular with how you use your attention. But tonight, I want to dive into giving you a perspective of how you use your attention, how you want to use it, and how you should be better in using it. Okay. Why? Some people wants to use their attention, okay, in a better way. But truth of the matter, every day of their lives, they use it otherwise. Can you connect? Okay? So given an attention, given an opportunity, given a choice, you want to be, okay. Sally, hello. Okay, thank you so much, Sally. Okay, Coach Lemuel is there also. Good evening. Okay. Initially, I asked my on-floor guests and asked them, okay, and you can respond and you can connect with us in a comment below. Okay, you can share this also if you believe there are people who you know, hindi po kayo yon, okay? If you believe may mga tao, guess, kung kayo yon, feeling nyo hindi para sa inyo to, di ba? May mga kakilala lang kayong walang ka-focus-focus, okay? At challenge ang attention. Can you just do some, you know, a favor and share this? Okay, magtag lang kayo ng kaibigan, okay? Sabi mo, friend, para sa iyo to. Hindi ko lang alam kung magkaibigan pa kayo after mo siyang itag, okay? But what I know, okay, what I know, there are really people who are very challenged with attention. Okay? Not even attention span, alright? Attention span is how long do you set your attention, alright? But many people, wala pa po tayo dun sa attention span. Nandun pa tayo sa how do you use properly your attention. Kaya nga po siya attention management. And you would realize, okay, in a corporate world, sabi po nila, there's a study, no, that say, okay, a case study by salary.com, okay, you can check this out in Google. Salary.com said that there have a study on, tawag po nila doon, wasteful zone in the corporate world, and they said that, okay, this is what the research and the study says, 14% of the people in the corporate world, okay, is wasting 3 hours. So meaning, if you are an employer and if you are paying 8 hours job, 14% of the employees on the workplace wasting 3 hours. 22% wasting 2 hours, and 64% is wasting 1 hour. How many of you would agree with me that whether 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, that's significant? That's a loss of money and that's a loss of resources. But here's another thing. I have a guest earlier here who's talking about, we have a coach here who's talking about the destruction, okay, where you kind of switch from your attention from one to another because you cannot control people coming in and getting your attention. Now, you're getting my point? It's like you wanting to focus on what you want to do, and yet, okay, some people, sometimes many of them will just bang in your door, get into your office, and get your attention, and you're totally out of there anymore. Can you connect? Do you understand that? Or you are, okay, may mga humingiti, okay, if you can connect, you can give me some emoji, okay? So, attention management is actually a very good skill, okay, that will allow, okay, managers, people, okay, I mean the people in the corporate world to manage, okay, their employees, to connect with their employees and manage them on an emotional level. Think about this, okay? Normally, when you talk about attention, you only think of this, right? You're thinking, attention yan eh. Where do you put your brain into? The truth of the matter, if you want to manage your attention, you should be able to connect. Okay, managers out there, your employees, okay, so guess, you should be able to connect your emotions to the matter. We have one guess. That's what you're saying, ma'am, kanina earlier. That you hear, you listen, and you've got also that emotions because you're feeling that the person is not at the moment listening to you. So, we have also one guess. Ma'am, you sinabi niyo po kanina that people would say and shout out with you, you're not listening. I don't know if you've experienced that you're talking to someone, you are having, and then all of a sudden that person would say, you're not listening. And you kind of like, wait a minute, I'm here, I'm listening. Maybe you're just hearing. But the person really receiving, no, you're not listening. Meaning, it's an issue of attention. You might be there, but where is your attention? And now, here's the thing. Are you motivated? Are you motivated to put your focus, okay, on a level that is emotional to you? When I say emotional, it's personal to you. Now, if you are an employer, if you are a manager, if you're running an organization, listen up, because most of the time, your employees, the people in the organizations might be focused on the task, might be focused on the project, might be focused on what is to be delivered, but never putting really the attention to what is the best that could be released or received by each of the individuals. That's why you complain about quality of results. Now, I challenge my own for guests as I start, okay? Think about 2 to 3 relationships that you have today. Valuable relationship. How much attention are you putting into it? And how are you managing the attention that you are giving to these relationships? Okay, now, have you heard of this saying, our thoughts creates our reality, and where we put our focus is the directions we tend to go. Have you heard of that? That's Peter McWilliams. Okay. How many of you would agree and can connect that many of us get distracted at work, at projects, even in life? Get distracted even with our relationship. And putting attention is really a challenge. How many of you would connect that most of our productivity issues is because we are having difficulties to manage the focus of our attention? Who can connect? Can you give me some emoji out there? Okay, now, what is attention management? Okay, attention management is our ability really to focus our attention on something to be done. That's one area, the results, or on people that needs our attention. That's the second line. Okay? Or for some of you, the person who needs our attention and the results that we will get if we set a focus on that. Either way, that's a 2-layer, meaning you've got the results and you've got the people in there. So many times, I challenge you to see this through. You are focused on the results, but you are missing the attention to the person. Okay, the point is human connection. So you're just focused on the output, but you're not focused on the human, the tao. Okay, now, there are 4 areas of attention. Okay, what are the areas? may tinatawag po tayo, okay? When we look into attention management, there are 4 areas that you have to look into, and I challenge you right now as we begin to really evaluate how are you scoring. Okay? Area number 1 is intentional. Intentional attention. When working intentionally, people are strategically and prioritizing the activities. Like for example, if you're focused on a particular job, you're focused on on a particular relationship, you kind of plan strategically. So that's very intentional. Vis-a-vis, another area, what we call responsive attention. Responsive. What is responsive attention? In this area, okay, Coach Maureen, Lynn, Hasmin, hello coaches, okay. In this area, people are responding, okay. Okay, our master coach Lakendra Smiley is now up. Good morning, coach. Okay, we're a 14-hour difference. Hello, sister. In a responsive area, the people, you are responding only, you are giving your attention as the response to the screaming world around you. Okay? Most of the time, the reality is, okay, you are spending more time on the responsive area than on the intentional. Because the responsive area is the one screaming. The intentional is inside of you. And if you lack the motivation, then it will be a challenge for you to set that focus on. Think about it. So, it's intentional and responsive. Dagdagan pa po natin. Let's add on. Okay, this is 4 areas. Okay, another areas of your attention is this. The interrupted. Interrupted. Okay, people spend too much time, think about it, answering messages, handling situations that interrupt their job, their work, their focus. Do you realize that countless of time you spend more time on the interrupted attention area? And on the 4th, okay, the unproductive attention. Tunganga daw. Okay. This occurs when people waste time at work. Unless you are taking a scheduled break, checking your Facebook, chatting with a seatmate, an office mate, doing your phone calls, personal calls, is actually considered unproductive. Can you connect? Even checking your messages, your SMS when you're working, that's unproductive. You're not being paid to check your personal messages. Hello? Okay? So, what are again the 4 areas as we begin? You've got to see this through. Okay? How are you faring? Rate yourself. Intentional, responsive, interruptive, and unproductive. Okay? If it's gonna be like 100% attention, how much of your attention is given to intentional areas? How much is given to responsive, meaning you're responding to the world outside you? How much are you using for interrupted moments? And how much are you wasting on unproductive? Okay. What's the highest? Hello, guests? May kasama po ako. Trust me, there are people on floor. They are just so very, very quiet. Okay. If you are watching online and you would like to interact, I encourage you to do so. Please connect with me and say, okay, intentional, responsive, interrupted, unproductive. What is the biggest percentage that occupies your attention span? Nasaan po kayo ngayon? Nasaan? Unproductive. Now, another thing that I want you to take a look at this, as we talk about attention management. Alright, Coach K, I miss you. I'll see you very soon. Coach Candace's message here, me having an interactive brain can be difficult sometimes. It has taken much practice for me to gain these skills. You speak to me. Hi, Coach. Thank you so much for being honest. I love you. Okay. Our Master Coach Candace is also a person who's practically beautiful, living a life, okay, and not defined by her ADHD. Okay, I'm very proud of my sister, of our CEO, and she is a living testimony that you are not your disorder. You are not supposed to be defined, all right, by that. Now, how many of you here loves to overthink? Come on now, can you just give me a hand? Okay, beautiful hands. Okay, give me some thumbs up. Okay, emoji ear. Okay. People who loves to think and overthink. Okay. Let me tell you this. For heaven's sake, stop thinking and pay attention. Many people loves overthinking. You feel, okay, you feel that you can simply control everything by thinking. Agree? Hey, anyone says agree? Do you know that if you constantly think, then you do not pay attention? Can you agree with me on that? Bitter pill to swallow, isn't it? You've been overthinking, you are over-processing, you are trying to control everything, and in the process, there is no attention in it. Isn't it true that even in coaching, we tell our coaches, no, okay, don't, okay, over-process, don't even process it, okay? Just give your full attention to your coaching. Coaches? Don't prepare, because if you prepare the next question, then you are now thinking, and when you start thinking, then you are not paying attention. You cannot do both. Okay? I'm not sure if you've heard this. Mushin. Who's familiar with Mushin? Familiar? Okay, Mushin. Mushin is a Chinese term, okay? Okay, Coach Mix, I miss you. Overthinking, walang maliit na bagay na hindi kayang palakihin. Ha ha. Hashtag very wrong. Natawa ako doon. You know what he's saying? If you do overthinking, even small stuff becomes bigger. Okay, Mushin. What is Mushin? Mushin is a Chinese term that loosely translates no mind. Walang utak, hindi mag-iisip. Mushin. Ay, oo. Naisip mo? Oo, yun siya, Coach. The concept is used in training different martial arts, and the better way to understand it is they call this like the pure mind, and most of them requires like the absence of the conscious mind and emotions. Like your mind, improve your intuitive skill, and you just focus on the task on hand. Usually you use the meditation, okay, to reach Mushin and then result better or improve intuitive skills, and you are just so focused on the task on hand. All right. I'm a master and a lover of multitasking. All right. Until I went through my productivity training, and I've been doing a lot of productivity workshops online, and it's really pays a lot if you put your attention on one thing and give it your best shot. You finish it with a better quality. All my life, I'm really a multitasker person. Yep. Until, sabi ng isa guest, sabi, ouch! And I believe, okay, there's an explanation now for that. And I believe during the time, okay, when I love multitasking, that the more I do, like if I can do 5 tasks, 4 tasks, okay, I am efficient and effective and productive, which is not true. No, not true. Okay, you are deceiving yourself, making yourself believe that you are achieving. But truth of the matter, you are not achieving. And if you achieve, then the quality is not the best quality you can produce if you only put your attention, focus on it. Now, There are types of attention that we all use to function in our everyday life. Different attention are required for different situations. Okay, so there are what we call the focus attention. Ano po yung focus attention? Focus attention is what you need to do, alright, when you are studying, when you are attending a talk, when you're attending a seminar, when you're attending a learning sessions, which I really don't understand. People pay for their seminar, people pay for their learning sessions, and then they're on class, and what do? They keep texting. I don't understand. I don't understand. Learning, okay, studying, okay, is something that you have to do with a focused attention and have to be considered as a single task on its own. Because it is difficult to maintain, ito na lang, okay, let you test this. Without doing anything, for you to focus on a training program over 1 hour is already a challenge. It's already difficult. Okay, like in my case, I want to achieve like talking 45 minutes, 1 hour at most, because the attention span, it can only last for 45 minutes at its best. After 45 minutes, oh, that's already going down the road. All right, so think about it. You paid for a course that is like 3 hours or more, and what you're doing is texting, holding your phone. So it's not gonna work. Another attention, okay, that you use, okay, another kind of attention that you use is what we call sustained attention. What is sustained attention? Sustained attention is what you use for projects, activities that do not finish in one sitting. That's what you call sustained. Like, you cannot be focused on a project for 48 hours. You cannot be focused on something for 30 days. Like, so if you are working on a project, so consultants, all right, what do we do is really get into the sustained, Coach Ed? Sustained attention. Now, what is sustained attention? How does it go? You've got what we call the grab. You grab it, like your attention, grab it. You keep it. But here's the thing. The difficult part in a sustained attention is you ending it. Ending it. That's why the longer the projects, tama ba Coach Orville, yung mga project manager dito, the longer the projects become isn't it, it's difficult to end. That's why you always say, it's easier to begin. Right? But it's harder to end. Because in a sustained attention, it's easier to grab. You're excited. Wow, let's do this. Let's make it happen. And then you move into the keeping. Now, if the keeping is longer, oh my goodness, ending would really be a problem. That's the reason why the longer the time frame, the harder to end. Because now your sustained attention is being challenged. Okay, let's put it on a personal level, as simple as reading and finishing a book. How many of you have many books in your shelves you bought and you have not finished after many years? Hey. Okay, some of you haven't even started a single. You just read the cover, the foreword, and then the preface, and you said, oh, this is, forget it. And this is what you do. From the cover, you flip it in the back and read the synopsis, and you felt, oh, I'm done. Connect? Can you connect with me? Okay, so because even reading a book requires sustained attention. Yep. Okay. So if you have a books, reading materials, okay, educational materials that you paid in the internet and until now yet to be finished, then you are being challenged by what we call sustained attention. Hello? Okay. Another attention that we always kind of experience is what we call selective attention. Okay. Magaling ako dyan, sabi niya. Okay. But do you know what happens? Okay, or how selective attention happens? I'll tell you. A single stimulus creates complex situations in your Let me repeat that. Selective attention happens when you are given a single stimulus, meaning just one thing, and you have all the complex situations and happenings and narratives happening in your brain. Some of you goes back to the past. Some of you start, oh my goodness, what happened? And I'm gone, okay? Some of you experience like, I'm here, but I'm not here. And all of a sudden, you start feeling you're in the future. Zoom out, and you're already in the future. Some of you experience, I start feeling fear of the present. So now you're moving in the different timelines. You're given one single stimulus, and you start feeling guilt over the past, fear over the present, and anxiety over the future. How many of you can connect? How many of you can connect? Okay, that's what you call selective attention. Because you cannot be fearful of the present, guilty of the past, and anxious of the future all at the same moment. So now you start deciding, am I guilty? Am I fearful? Am I anxious? And now you say, I'm confused, coach. No, you're not confused. It's just that, okay, from a single stimulus, there's all a lot of complex emotions and situations that start happening in your brain. Am I correct? Correct. Can you connect? Kaya pa? Can we still continue? Alright, next. We also have what we call alternating attention. Yeah. You know what's alternating attention? This is, okay, the need, okay, the occasional need for us to keep alternating and switching our attention. Listening, writing, listening, writing. That's why in coaching we said don't write, right? We said don't take notes on everything that the person is telling you because you have to stay focused with your coachee. Okay, now alternating attention will only work if what you have, okay, if your mind have this quality, if your mind is flexible. Yeah, a flexible mind can move between tasks. But if you are having a difficulty and it's a challenge to you to switch from one to another, then alternating attentions will not work. You either listen to the instructor, okay, and have it a photographic memory and start writing after the class, right? Or you just keep writing and you cannot really go back and forth to the professor. When I was in school, okay, this is my challenge. I cannot go on alternating attention, so I don't normally write. I don't take notes. I just have to listen on focus, and then after that, I will write whatever I can take because I cannot switch from the vocals and then to the writing portions. Who are you is challenged with this? Masaya ka dito. Okay, now, meron po tayong tinatawag, okay. Attention CEO. CEO, yes. Attention CEO. Okay. Typically, this is what they call, okay, the model of being a CEO. Chief Executive on organizations. Alright? Attention CEO means, okay, that as you look into a certain area at that moment, you have an attention CEO if, okay, this is what happened. You can pay an attention to internal procedures, meaning you can look into what needs to be done internally, and yet you can look into the object outside your organization. You remember when a CEO face a board meeting or the company, they look into the procedures, but they can see really what's going behind the four corners of the organization. If you have a CEO attention or attention CEO, it's like you being a parent. That you have your disciplinary actions to be taken, okay, to be imposed at home. You have your rules at home for your children, and yet you can see that these disciplinary actions or items I needed to do might have an effect on how my child will be performing outside the home tomorrow. Think about it. Some parents will deliberately delay the reprimand, the disciplinary action, until it's weekend. Yeah. Because they said it's an examination day tomorrow. Or my child needs to do this. Like, you're there and you're seeing the internal situation, and yet, you have also your attention outside of the situation, and you can connect both at a certain point. Oh, macro and micro all at the same time. It's like people who's into, when they do budgeting, good at budgeting. I want this right now. And yet you can say, if I buy this now, what happens to my budget after this purchase? So you can do a micro and a macro, internal and external. That's what we call attention CEO. Now, we also have, now, this is one concept I want you to just take a note. Meron po tayong tinatawag what we call attentional blink. Yeah. Attentional blink was first defined in the 1990s. Okay, you can read this, I think, in the internet. Okay, this is a vision. It's like vision is the key part in the attention. Okay, like you have a vision, and you set your attention in your vision. However, okay, when you start seeing things that happens, immediately your attention switch. It's like a rapid succession. Like, this is my vision, this is where I'm headed on, and then you get to see something, boom, you shifted, you're here already. So it's a rapid succession, okay? And most of the time, you're likely to miss either or both. It's like, a normal example would be, you're headed and you want to go to the grocery store to buy your weekly supplies, and all of a sudden, oops, it's 50% sale. Boom! Park the car, do the 50%, forget about the grocery. Can you connect? That's what we call attentional blink. It happens very rapid. Very rapid. Before you know it, you're there. Who's guilty? Who's guilty? Guilty as charged? Yeah, that's attentional blink. Okay, so, kaya pa? Okay, now, since our attention, okay, the way we manage our attention is directly proportional to the level of our satisfactions in the achievements of our goals. Like, the more focused, the more we manage our attention on certain things, then the better the quality of our goals achievements. All right? Many people are really good at achieving goals, but the question here is, what is the quality of the goals achievement? I'm sure you will agree with me that you have achieved many goals and the results you don't like. Or should I say, you would say, I could have done it better. You finish the project, but you know in yourself, I could have done better. And for some of you, you beat yourself. And you say, I should have done this. That's where it's coming from. Like, your attention focus, your attention and your focus on that particular project is not 100%. Because after the results, you said, who can connect? Okay, now, Yes. Okay, so there are different methods that allow people to train their attention. Okay, if you notice, I'm putting a lot of concepts in here because I want you to have a full circle, a full round of how you understand the emotion, the attentions that you use, how you can train it. So this is like the surface, but I believe you're getting really what I'm saying, and I believe that after this, you will be paying better attention to what is valuable in your life. Yes? I love your smile. Okay, so I'm gonna give you like a few things how you can improve your attention. One is, I've shared it earlier, the machine. The way the machine works is this. No thought, no fear, intuition takes over. For some of you who's using this is really, some of you knows this in a different term, but it's really coming from the Mushin principle. Like most of the time, you would sit comfortably in a quiet room. No, this is not meditation. This is not the meditations. This is normally just like, you just get into your room, sit comfortably, be quiet, and then focus on your breathing. No need to breathe on tandem and with the rhythm. You just enjoy the breathing, and then you just start, like, no thoughts, no thinking, no nothing, and then you start feeling that you're no longer in fear of anything, and then immediately your intuition takes over. That's the Mushin principle. Some people do meditation. I'm sure our master coach Kent is doing this. So people who does meditations do some mantras, steady gaze, transcendental chakra. There's a lot of ways that you do meditations. But here's the thing. A lot of you can do this, what we call focus, execute. Yeah, this one is simple. Yeah, focus, execute. Okay. Do you know that some people have fear of success? Initan ako ni Coach Henry. Di ba, Coach? It's not usual. Okay, now. On a focus, execute, 3 things you have to look into. Your fear of success, your potentials, even on negative outcomes, and how you are focused on your positive. Okay? Because you might be focusing on the positive outcome, and yet you are fearful of the success. I heard, there are people connecting and reacting. Yeah. There are people who are so positive, but they are fearful that when the success happens, the success of the project happens, I will have this misrelationship, disconnected relationship. I would receive a negative feedback, how my family will receive this. So like, you are focused on the positive of the project, and yet there is a fear of success. Okay? Therefore, you see the potential on the negative outcomes. That's a 3-layer. So, you focus on the positive, and yet you see the potential on the negative outcomes because you are fearful of your success. So now, on a focus, execute, because this is the reality, okay, the exercise here, the exercise that I want you to take, and this is easy actually, if only you will be deliberately doing this, just focus. Do you want a positive outcome? Do you want the results of it and take off your fear? Or do you want to consider that even if it fails, there would still be potentials in it? Because the moment that you dwell on potentials of negative outcomes, immediately you're saying, I'm okay even if this fails. You're getting the point? You think it's really good when you say, I'm okay even if this fails. I'm okay even if this relationship doesn't work. No, it's not good. No, it's not good. You're getting my point here? You're connecting. You are focused on the positive, and yet you see the potential of negative outcomes. You said, it's okay, even if it doesn't work, I can do this. If it's okay, we don't finish on time, then I'm okay with it. It is like saying, I'm okay if it doesn't work. So the question is, are you really true to yourself and that says, it's okay if I fail? No, it's not. So how come you are allowing yourself to have an attention on that? Some people also do, okay, visualization. Like you choose a goal, you relax, you visualize, and you accept it. So these are the activities that you do, okay, to increase your attention span. But to me, okay, if you ask me, what works best is the focus, execute. Because I want to encourage you to really try focusing on what you want to achieve. Intentional focus. So if you said it's a positive, it's a success, then let it be a success. That's why I would always say failure is not an option. If I work with my client, I would always say with my client, failure is not an option. I'm cutting all the bridge. We move forward because failure is not an option. All right. And finally, okay, the clients are all reacting. Okay, finally, I want to share with you 4 zones, okay? 4 zones of the different attentions, your attention zones, okay? That I believe you may want to develop as well, okay? What we call the reactive zone. Okay, so how do you develop your reactive zone? Okay, when you keep just reacting to people, you just reacting to things that happens to you. You know, lots of your times are being spent here. Okay, a lot of times is being wasted on putting out the fires. Tama ba? And then most of the time, you just take away whatever it is left for you to do your goals. Okay, now, again, if you are spending a lot in the reactive zone, okay, it is because you allowed it to be. If you are spending a lot of time on the reactive zone, it's because you are practically allowing it to become. That's okay. You keep putting out the fires and you feel you're like a hero putting out the fires. Okay. Productive zone, proactive zone is you intentionally wanting to work on something. I want it here. You plan and you achieve. And if you focus on your proactive zone, which is the second zone, you reduce your time on your reactive zone. Okay. A lot of people starts with a reactive zone, especially if you don't have a goals yet, especially if you don't have a vision, especially if you don't have something in place. So if you are operating now on a reactive zone, okay, the only way you can move to proactive zone is for you to set a plan, to set a goal, okay, and naturally your reactive zone will be reduced. You're good? Okay. And the destructive zone or the interrupted zone and the wasteful zone. Okay. You know the distracted zone comprises of other people's priorities. It is the priority of other people, not your priority. The distracted zone. You are very distracted with other people's priorities. Okay, distractions. You are a distractions to me. And the way to handle this is create a schedule that you yourself will honor. Because of most of the time, you create a schedule you don't honor. How many of you maintain a planner that never been maintained? Yes? Okay, you have a planner just to put all the things that you want to do, never accomplish. Okay? If you want to resolve your destructive zone, be sure you will be able to set healthy boundaries, which I talked, I think, a few weeks ago. Yeah, that's a prelude to this talk. And finally, what we call the wasteful zone. Wasteful zone. You know what is a wasteful zone? This is where you put all your personal activities that do not lead to progress. Do not lead to growth. Do not lead to anything, not even to your maturity. But you just want to do it personally. You just love doing it. Trip mo lang. How many of you maintains those activities? Not at all. Nothing to do with your progress, growth, maturity. It's just that I want to do it. Wasteful zones also comprises of your temptations that you cannot limit. Temptations. Like where do you use your pastime? Yung tawag yung pastime. How many of you would agree that there are times you indulge more in your pastimes? And your pastimes and your use of pastimes is unregulated. And most of you would say, okay, the other thing that also consume your wasteful zone is what you call occasional decompress or decluttering. Do you think that's being productive of you? No, it's not. The mere fact that you need decompressing and decluttering means you are a cluttered person. So, attention management is always very challenging to many people, including you and me. But the only way we can resolve this, there's a lot of strategy to improve this, but a lot of times strategies don't work simply because we don't understand the value of attention management. We believe that the more we want to achieve in life, the more we want to accomplish, the more we want to perform, the more activities and items we have to put in our attention sphere, in our attention zones. But truth of the matter, if you respect the quality of life that you want, if you respect your vision, if you respect, you really have to respect your vision, because if you don't have respect to your vision, you will just kill your vision anytime. Another distraction comes on the way, I forget it, I will be for you, I will do this first. We go back to the love of yourself. We go back to your relationship with yourself. We go back to what really matters to you. Your results in life is a direct result. Your results in life is a direct result of the daily things that you do. And the daily things that you do is a byproduct of where your attention is set on. You have a lot of distracted moments, you have a lot of wasteful moments. There's a lot in your zones that requires firefighting, because to begin with, you don't know what is valuable to you. A lot of strategies, a lot of exercise can be done. But the question is, do you really know what you want in life? Do you really know where you want to go? Do you really understand, to begin with, what is life to you, for you, and for the people who's valuable to you? Good night, everyone. This is Coach A. I'll see you on Thursday for Strengthening Thursday.